What if everything you perceive as fixed is actually fluid, shaped by the invisible rhythm of your inner state? We grow up taught to believe in a world that exists out there, separate from our inner world. We're conditioned to think reality is something we must conquer, manage, or manipulate. You work harder, say the right things, chase the right opportunities, and maybe, just maybe, life will reward you. But here's the paradigm shift. What if the world isn't reflecting your actions, but your essence? Not what you do, but what you are. Beneath the appearance of a seemingly rigid external reality lies a quantum mirror, always listening, always reflecting. Not your desires, not your plans, but the frequency you emit from the core of your being. Think about that for a moment. When you walk into a room and feel someone's energy before they even speak, that's not imagination. It's resonance. Every thought you've repeated, every belief you hold, every emotion you embody, that's your vibration. And vibration is the organizing principle of matter. In the quantum view, particles don't exist in fixed positions until they're observed. Reality is not a static picture. It's a streaming projection of your consciousness, molded moment by the signal you're broadcasting. That's why two people can live in the same city, go to the same school, work the same job, but live completely different lives. One walks in alignment with joy, worthiness, and clarity. The other, under the shadow of fear, lack, and unworthiness. The outer details may appear similar, but the inner signal dictates what unfolds. One receives invitations, synchronicities, support. The other sees resistance, rejection, and the repetition of pain. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with wanting more. But the question is, are you chasing reality or are you creating it? Where in your life, hon, are you still trying to control the outer instead of tuning the inner? When we think reality is something to go get, we begin striving, grinding, comparing, over-efforting. But the quantum mirror doesn't respond to frantic action. It responds to internal coherence. The outer world is not lagging behind your goals. It's mirroring your current broadcast. And if that signal is fear, even if it's wrapped in ambition, your reality will reflect back. Not manifestations, but more lessons. The truth is both confronting and liberating. Nothing is happening to you arbitrarily. That job you lost, the relationship that ghosted, the door that wouldn't open, maybe it wasn't punishment. Maybe it was feedback. It was never about worthiness in the eyes of the world. It was about alignment with the frequency of what you say you want. Imagine this, standing in front of a mirror, asking it to smile before you do. Impossible, right? The reflection only follows the lead. But emotionally, many of us are doing just that. We demand love before we give it, abundance before we feel grateful, confidence before we embody it. And then we wonder why we're stuck. You may have repeated mantras. You may have made the vision boards. But if deep inside your vibration still says, I'm not enough, that signal overrides every affirmation because the quantum field isn't responding to your words. It's responding to your being. So what if you stopped asking the mirror to change and instead asked, who am I being while I wait? In that shift, your entire experience begins to rearrange because the mirror is not the master. It's only ever a messenger. Your energy speaks before you do. Resonance is how reality listens and reflects back your truest frequency before a single word escapes your mouth, before a single choice is made. Your being is already speaking. You are always broadcasting through your thoughts, through your emotions, through your assumptions about what's possible. And the universe, it doesn't listen in sentences. It listens in vibration. Everything in existence is energy, moving at different frequencies. Your body, your thoughts, your memories, all vibrational. And here's the most essential truth of quantum philosophy. Like attracts like, not in the superficial sense of attraction, but in the deep architecture of resonance. What you hold within, you magnetize without. The field responds to what you are, not what you pretend to be. Have you ever noticed how someone can say all the right things, but something still feels off? That's because your nervous system isn't listening to their words. It's scanning for congruence. If what they say and what they radiate don't align, your body knows. And the quantum field is no different. It doesn't reward the mask. It responds to the truth beneath it. You can smile and say you're grateful, but if behind that smile is resentment, scarcity, or doubt, then your frequency is still what you actually feel. The law of resonance is impartial. It does not judge or punish. It simply reflects. Your vibration is your request form to the universe. So, how does this apply to your life? Why do certain patterns keep repeating? Why do some people always attract kindness, luck, or love, while others seem stuck in the same cycles of hardship? It's not just circumstance. It's energetic autopilot. Most of us are unconsciously rehearsing the same internal playlist. I'm not lovable. I'll never get ahead. People always leave. Life is a struggle. We don't say these things out loud, but we feel them. And every feeling sends out a frequency that shapes the fabric of what we call reality. Not because we're cursed, but because we haven't learned how to tune our inner radio. You wouldn't expect to hear jazz when on a heavy metal station. You wouldn't expect warmth from a frozen heart. Yet many of us wish for peace while carrying the vibration of chaos, crave abundance while embodying the frequency of fear. And the mirror simply reflects that state, not to punish, but to bring it to our attention. Because here's the secret, it's not enough to want better. Wanting implies lack, and the universe echoes what you are, not what you lack. So the key is not to obsessively manifest from a place of need, but to shift into the state where what you desire is a natural match for who you already are. Now consider this. Those magnetic people you admire, the ones who feel grounded, confident, at ease. What you're feeling is not their looks, not their talent. You're feeling their coherence. They are aligned within themselves. Their thoughts match their feelings. Their beliefs match their actions. And in that alignment, they emit a clear signal, one that reality recognizes and reflects back in kind. So let's get honest. Where in your own life are you out of sync? Are you saying yes while feeling no? Showing up with a brave face while crumbling inside? Pretending to be confident while secretly looping through shame? These misalignments are not signs of failure. They are invitations. Invitations to pause and to realign, to stop forcing outcomes and begin curating your vibration. Because you don't manifest what you chase. You manifest what you resonate with. And here's the good news. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to be honest. The moment you stop fighting your current frequency and start listening to it, you begin the process of transformation. And that honesty, that willingness to feel what's real, it's the most powerful energetic shift of all, because the silent architecture of your assumptions forms the scaffolding of what shows up in your life, whether you're aware of it or not. Belief isn't just a thought you repeat. It's the lens through which you interpret reality, the filter that colors every interaction, the blueprint that tells the quantum mirror what to reflect. What you assume to be true, consistently and emotionally, becomes the mold that your life conforms to. And most people don't realize, belief isn't chosen once, it's chosen constantly, not with affirmations, but with your emotional reactions, your default responses, your silent self-talk, that quiet voice saying, "This always happens to me. They won't choose me. I can't trust anyone." These aren't just passing thoughts. They are blueprints, drawn again and again, broadcasted into the quantum field, inviting in experiences that match them with eerie precision. This is not mysticism, it's pattern recognition. Look back at your life. How many times have you replayed the same emotional movie, just with different characters or circumstances? The relationship that ended the same way, the job dynamic that felt familiar, the financial loop that hit reset again and again. It's not just chance, it's energetic consistency. Your subconscious beliefs are like a GPS. Set to a destination, you forgot you program. You may consciously want love, success, or peace, but if the subconscious is calibrated to fear, rejection, or chaos, your navigation system will steer you there every single time. Not because you're doomed, but because that's what your energetic instructions are telling the universe to build. This is why so many people feel like they're trapped in a reality that doesn't match their potential. Because they are. They're trapped in a feedback loop, projecting the same signal, receiving the same mirror image, using that image as proof that they're stuck. But here's the truth that breaks the cycle. Beliefs are not fixed. They are learned. And anything learned can be unlearned. Your current blueprint is not your destiny. It's just a reflection of repetition. And you have the power to recode it. So where do we begin? With radical honesty, ask yourself, what do I truly believe is possible for me? Not what do I wish for, but what do I expect? When you imagine success, do you also feel dread? When you think of love, do you secretly fear abandonment? When opportunity shows up, do you prepare for failure more than you prepare to receive? These aren't flaws, they're signals. And the more compassionately you listen, the more power you gain to shift. Because your beliefs don't need punishment, they need presence. Only when you meet your old assumptions with awareness can you begin to reprogram them from the inside out. This isn't about pretending to believe. That's spiritual bypassing. It's about identifying the outdated scripts you inherited from childhood, culture, trauma, and repetition, and choosing, with love, to upgrade them, not to erase your past, but to stop letting it dictate your future. The moment you begin aligning your internal blueprint with a new frequency, a belief in peace, in worthiness, in the inevitability of joy, reality begins to rearrange. It doesn't happen overnight, but the mirror always adjusts because it has no agenda of its own. It only reflects what you expect it to. So ask yourself, what am I expecting? Whose voice am I still carrying? Who told me I had to earn love instead of receiving it? You are the architect, and beliefs are the bricks. It's time to stop building your life on a foundation poured by fear. Draw a new blueprint, not just with your words, but with your entire emotional body. Because the quantum mirror does not reflect what you want. It reflects what you believe is already yours. True transformation doesn't start with action. It starts with identity. Most people ask, what should I do? But the deeper question is, who am I being while I do it? You can't outwork the energy of who you still believe you are. The unworthy version of you can't hold peace. The fearful version can't receive abundance. You must become the version of you who already knows it's safe to live in that reality before it ever arrives. That's the paradox. You don't become her after you get the dream. You become her first. And then the dream aligns to meet her. This doesn't mean faking confidence. It means training your nervous system to become familiar with ease, with joy, with enoughness. Because your body's always eavesdropping on your beliefs. And if your body feels unworthy, even your best intentions will short circuit. You may get the relationship, but sabotage it. You may land the opportunity, but freeze when it's time to own it. Rewiring your identity isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about choosing moment by moment to respond from the new frequency, not the old one. As simple and profound as asking, what would the peaceful me do right now? How would the abundant me interpret this situation? And then acting from that place. Over time, repetition becomes embodiment, and embodiment becomes your new default. Let me tell you something powerful. The moment you stop needing something in order to feel whole, you become magnetic to it. Not because you've stopped desiring, but because you've exited the frequency of lack. You're no longer chasing, you're attracting. And in that space, miracles happen. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because you finally stopped resisting what was trying to find you all along. So what would it look like to start practicing your desired frequency today? Not waiting for evidence, not waiting for others to believe it first, but simply deciding, this is who I am now. Would you breathe differently? Walk with more grace? Speak with more calm? Say no to what you used to tolerate? Would you show up for yourself like someone whose dreams already trust them? This isn't arrogance, it's congruence. You're not faking anything. You're remembering. You're removing the distortions that told you you had to earn love, suffer for success, or be someone else to be enough. You are enough. Not because a mirror told you, but because you've decided to reflect something new. And the mirror, as it always does, will follow. Start here. Start small. With your morning breath. With how you speak to yourself in silence. With the courage to feel worthy before any evidence demands it. You are not here to chase. You are here to become. And becoming is the most powerful frequency of all. If you've made it this far, take a breath, not just for reading, but for remembering. This journey was never about learning something entirely new. It's been about peeling away the noise, to hear what your soul has always whispered. You are the signal. You are the source. The world is not happening to you. It's happening through you. With every breath, with every thought, you're shaping the mirror, not by force, but by frequency. And that is your greatest power. What reflection do you want to meet tomorrow? And who must you become today for that reflection to appear without resistance? If this spoke to something deep in you, share it. Let others find their reflection too. And remember, the quantum mirror never lies. It simply waits. See yourself clearly. Love yourself fully, and reality will.